What's up, everybody? It is your boy Brandon Leake here again for week 3 of our series, Discipline over Motivation. Last week, we talked about motivation, defined it, and defined why it's important, but not nearly as important as you think it to be. This week, what we're going to talk about is the allure of motivation and why it's so sexy, why people love it so much, and inevitably how we can get out of the allure of motivation. And I think one reason why motivation is so enticing to us is because they've created a whole marketed industry for it. Motivational speakers, motivational videos, motivational songs, instrumentals, like they've created a whole marketplace to tap you into this idea of boom, short-term bursts that get you from here to there short and fast, right? But that keeps you reliant on them. That keeps you reliant on having to get the push to go somewhere. I'll give you the idea behind it. It's the same reason why coffee is so popular. Coffee is a short-term response to get you jazzed up enough to go. Right? Like, I don't know, this isn't everybody's response to coffee, right? But I remember one of the first times my homie in college had coffee, he was jittery, like he couldn't stop moving, couldn't stop shaking. But after a couple of years, it started to taper off, where he actually needed coffee to just be normal. It was no longer getting him up. It was no longer getting him high. It's the same thing that happens with drugs, right? Where these drugs that people take get them on this high, but if you continue to take the same amount over a course of time, it stops having the same effect, and that's what motivation will do to you. Motivation will inevitably stop having a lasting impact on you, and you'll have to consume more of it and more of it and more of it in order for it to actually sustain you, and that's why we have to break the allure of it. The allure of motivation is broken not by a lack of consumption, but by our minimization of its consumption. Minimalization, my fault, I'm not gonna make up words. The minimalization of its consumption. Not relying upon it for the sake of us being able to go get the task done, but instead getting the task done no matter if we're motivated to do it or not, and that's the discipline work of it. That's the discipline work of it. And one of the best ways that you can break the allure of motivation is by setting up a schedule and writing it down, and the schedule being your discipline schedule. And I guess that's where I'll be signing off, because that's going to be the topic of our next video. Thank you for tuning in and tapping in with me for week 3 of Discipline over Motivation. Catch y'all next week.